Cliff Lee remains available. The Yankees and Rangers appear to be the major players here. How do you see this playing out?
And, of course, Cliff Lee is the hot stock right now, and everyone seems to think he's going to the Yankees. Is that how you see it?
Well, I think it's going to play out the way we probably figured from the start. I think the Yankees are going to end up with him. And I think the reason is the reason we always thought at the start. They're going to bid more money and more years, or at least as many years and more money than anybody else.
The Yankees can counter that little issue and virtually everything else they might want to throw Cliff Lee's way. For instance, the money difference. If there is a money difference, well, the Yankees certainly playing in New York.
Well, I don't see it that way. I think the Texas Rangers are going to really step up. I mean, they would not have gotten to the World Series really had it not been for Cliff Lee. I don't think they would have got past Tampa Bay.
Happy holidays from ESPN, and here's the week that was, in case you missed it.
The Cliff Lee deal is official.
When you step back and evaluate, your options, and you get a chance to, pitch in this rotation with, Halladay, Oswalt, Hamels. I mean, that's all I needed to see right there. If, give me that a real option to do that. That's it. That was the main thing. Getting a chance to be part of that rotation with this team and what they've kind of established as the, in the NL East being the leader there, and with this team, it was kind of a no-brainer for me.
Next level, according to Fangraphs.com, Cliff Lee led Major League pitchers in wins above replacement. 2010, his soon-to-be teammate Roy Halladay was second. WAR, wins above replacement, is based on the three elements that the pitcher has control over. The three true outcomes, of course, Jay: strikeouts, walks, and home runs allowed.
I never held any grudges, for being traded. I understand it's a business and things like that happen. But from the moment I got here, from the first day, I knew it was something that was special and something that I enjoyed. And, I wasn't sure if I was going to get another opportunity to come back or not. But the way things played out, I got that opportunity, and here I am.
Number 3, Cliff Lee. If John Lester finds Cliff Lee's command, watch out. There's some amazing stuff that can happen. But Cliff Lee, walking 10 guys a season with that stuff, is clearly one of the top pitchers in the game. Number 2, and I would call him 1A, is Roy Halladay. There's nothing the guy can't do. He's the ace of any staff I would want to put together, with the exception of the number 1 guy. Getting
a chance to play in the National League, I prefer National League style baseball over American League style, and I like to hit. I enjoy hitting. I like to face the pitcher versus a designated hitter. I mean, that's definitely an advantage to that.
I'm in Clearwater, Florida, where the Phillies are getting ready for what they believe could be a very special season. They felt that way ever since the day in December when Cliff Lee said no to the Yankees and no to the Rangers and yes to a return to Philadelphia. We all know what that meant for the Phillies rotation. It meant a rotation the likes of which we probably haven't seen for quite a few years in baseball, with Lee joining Roy Halladay, Roy Oswalt, Cole Hamels, and also Joe Blanton. A very strong rotation, especially a very strong top 4.
Obviously, I enjoyed my time in Texas. We had a really good team. We made it to the World Series. I mean, that says enough for that team. And, it's tough. Sometimes making these kind of decisions are tough. But, when you get your family involved, let them tell you how they feel about it, and you weigh the pros and cons of everything and kind of step back and look at it from a distance and let some time expire, and you weigh all your options. It's for me, it became an easy decision with this pitching staff and with this team and what they've done over the past few years.
Because of that, the Phillies think they could be even better than they've been the last 4 years, and that's pretty special. They've been to the playoffs 4 straight years and already won a World Series and been to another one. Last year, they won 97 games, the most in the majors. People remember that they didn't get to the World Series, that they lost to the Giants in the playoffs. But going into the playoffs, this was thought of as the team that was going to win. They are thought of again this year as the team at least that's going to be the team to beat in the National League, and they believe that will be true. But they also know that there are some questions, mainly about their offense. Jason Worth left as a free agent. Young outfielder Dominic Brown already has had hand surgery to remove a hamate bone, and he will miss the start of the regular season, although not a very serious injury. They also wonder about Chase Utley, slowed at the start of spring training by knee trouble, hadn't been able to get on the field. They really wonder how that's going to affect things. But they overcame quite a few things last year. Jimmy Rollins hurt his calf at the home opener, just before the home opener, really wasn't himself the rest of the year. Utley missed time. Placido Polanco missed time. They still won 97 games. This is a very strong team. It might even be a stronger team this year than it was last year. There are some questions. First, the offense, also in the bullpen, whether Brad Lidge can be as good as he's been in the past. But overall, they think it could be a very special season, and there's every reason it could be.
People say this might be the best collection of starting pitchers since the Braves in the 90s or even the Orioles in the 70s. Is that okay with you guys, or is that a little uncomfortable to hear that when you haven't done it yet together?
I mean, obviously it's an honor and it's a good thing, and it brings, it brings a good vibe towards our team and recognition towards our team. But we haven't won a single game yet. I mean, the season hasn't started. In my opinion, you've got to do some things. You've got to win some championships to be considered in the best rotation of all time, or even to be considered in that conversation. I mean, so we've obviously got a lot of work to do before that's set in stone, so to speak. But yeah, and we're not playing for that. We're not playing to be the best rotation or whatever. We're playing to win, and we're playing to get a chance to win a ring. That's what it's all about.
It's maybe apples and oranges, but LeBron James did all this, and now the Heat are like the villains across the NBA. Is there any chance that's what happens with the Phillies, or is that a completely separate subject?
I don't know. I mean, that's all how the media and how the fans perceive things and spin things. I mean, it is what it is. I'm willing to bet to those guys. It's just they go out there and try to win each game. They don't really dig too deep into that or think too much about that. It's about going out there and winning the game. And I don't know how we're perceived, but I know we expect to be successful and we expect to win every game we play. And we're not thinking too much about if we're perceived as an evil group or the fan favorites. To us, it really doesn't matter. We just want to go out there and win.
Right. Been asked this a million times, but what was it that had you choose the Phillies over other teams that were right there? What was it about the Phillies?
Just the talent. I mean, just to be a part of this starting rotation, with this offense and what they've done the past few years, winning the World Series, going back in 09, and then the playoffs again last year. And I just think it's a great team. I like National League style baseball, and I wanted to be a part of it.